Aloha, everybody. Welcome back. Grab your favorite hot beverage as I, along with Shia LaBeouf,
Hello.
go over what happened this week. So sit down, buckle up, let's dive into it. Hi, this is Starchy from the future, telling you that there are indeed some beautiful spark notes. Wait, no, not spark notes, actually timestamps found in the description. I highly suggest you use them. All right,
Yes, if you
back.
don't want to, if you don't want to lose 10 minutes of your life
Whoa,
for
whoa, whoa!
nothing.
How the fuck did you get in here? Whoa.
Uh, Through the door.
Oh, oh shit.
You left it fucking wide open.
Don't. Yes. Word of advice, people: shut your doors. But back to the show. First up, battle stage. You know it. We all love it. Let's get into it. First up in round one is Ethereal's Method versus Kamikaze Fire Truck. Fire Truck guy got lit the fuck up. Lost that one. Moving onwards, Norway Dude versus Seb. I think y'all can figure out who won that one. Going onwards. Simon versus Drakcod. Poor Simon just got the shit kicked out of him. Drakcod wins that one. Next up, Facundo versus Megara. Facundo wins that one. And Shy versus Method. Or, not Method, Math.
Matthews.
Math. Meet Matthias Crystal Math.
Oh no.
But
I
yes,
mean,
how did that battle go?
battle went as I hoped it would. Just the easiest way out. I led and I outrun him. From what I remember. Shit, I don't remember it.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I think I outran him. It's just really.
When you try to
Yeah.
be humble, but you actually just throw shit.
I mean, what? What can I say? It was a whole battle stage. I tried to watch the whole battle stage, or one battle of mine when I had a battle that lasted 17 rounds. Let's be serious. It won't stand out really. What can I say? This is gonna be cut. This is gonna be cut. Cut the shit out. Cut the shit out.
Oh no, we are
Cut
keeping
it
that.
out. Hello, this is Shy. I would just want to say that I am not actually that big of a dickhead, and every single joke and just every single fuck you that I say in this video should be taken as a joking manner. So please, if you don't take that joking manner very well, just go out the door, fuck off, and cry in a corner, you dumbass bitch. Fuck off. See ya.
Next up, Dog Gamer versus Nutella Bra. Nutella Bra wins that one. Next up, K2 versus Pro Skyline. K2, he's K2. Anyways, next up, it's no TNW Drac. Drake. I actually can't spell that one or pronounce that one correctly as usual. Either way, versus Ower. Oh wow. Oh,
Wars.
please, people, please just go stick to numbers for your names. Just please, just name yourself 12 or 15 or something so I can pronounce you,
Who are you,
please.
Trotsky? Sounds like Trotsky. Trotsky wanted that.
But yes, either way, Drac wins that one. Next up, Koala versus Paw. Paw. Thank you, Paw. You were originally a Pawalas.
Pavelos. Yeah,
Thank you.
Polish.
Thank you. Right, I cannot pronounce that shit for days. Anyway, Paw, you win that one. Next up on the list is Euro versus Haru. Euro pulls ahead. He beats Haru. Anyways, next up, Dog Zero versus Nikos. Dog Zero wins that one. Onwards to round two. Blank versus Method. Oh, Blank, you poor Blank. Method wins that one. Next up, Norway Dude versus Drakcod. Again, you can probably figure out who wins that one. Next up, Overdrive's Captain Case versus Dark Souls Facundo. Captain Case wins that one. Ethereal's Yuri versus Shy.
That was the first. That was the first battle I was actually scared about because, again, I sound like a complete dickhead. But yeah, I was actually kind of scared of Yuri because his times were relatively up the bracket. So I knew that my margin for error were quite smaller than the than well than as I would like them to be. But yeah, it worked out in my favor as well. So yeah.
With the smaller outrun line, though, do you think that had any play in the matter?
Uh, I mean, I don't remember how it. What do you mean by smaller outline? I mean outrun line.
Yeah, like the outrun zones, this season has been overall smaller than compared to the first season.
In general, in this case, in the case of this track, I believe it was very fitting for the outrun zone to be quite small because it was right after a corner. So people would basically catch up to the first person in the corner, and then would be, if the outrun line was too big, they would just stay with them. As soon as they approach the corner, no, they would just basically win. So you would have to have a huge advantage before the last corner to actually win by outrunning.
All right, all right,
If it wasn't for that smaller outrun zone.
all right. Next up, street versions of Non versus Nutella Bra. You can probably figure who won that one. Next up, K2 versus Drake. Drake.
Drake.
Either way, K2 wins that one. I have to pronounce the other guy's
You
name.
won't have to say that name ever again because you won. Katie
Next
won.
up, Street versions Blazo versus Paw. Again, you could probably figure who wins that one. Next up, Euro versus Dog Zero, and Euro wins that one. Onwards to round three. Ethereal's Method versus Street versions Norway Dude. You can already see a trend here. Next up, Captain Case versus Shy.
Uh, Captain Case as well as Yuri was the my margin for error was less than ideal, but I was happy. I was happy with what I've gotten away with 2 runs. Uh, well, be- Captain Case isn't really a slow driver, so yeah, I was quite scared of that run as well, as well as Yuri's coming up to the battle.
Understandable. I mean, if I actually had entered, I don't know if I would have gotten past the first round. Anyway, Street versions Anon versus K2. You could probably figure who wins that one. Common trend here. Next up, Blazo versus Euro. Again, use your imagination.
Oh no.
Finally, we got Street versions Norway Dude versus Shy. Ooh, Shy.
So that being the battle that I lost, thankfully the only one I lost in this whole battle stage, I basically uh, I basically let myself to lose and just yeah, Norway. Sorry for the background noise. Uh, I guess we'll have to cut that shit out. Maybe, perhaps.
Where's Ben Diddy when you need him?
But yeah, basically, Ben Banditi is actually fucking messaging me as we speak. Uh, wait, sorry, person responds to my copyright request to use a picture of a fucking puppy. Okay, and that's Banditi for you. And she says, "Fuck you, Barbara," as we speak. So yeah, fuck you, Barbara. Uh, but yeah, I basically had let myself to lose and just lost that to an outrun, I believe. I fuck that was, jeez, that was barely a week ago, and I can't remember shit. I have amnesia or some sort. Fuck.
A
But
week
yeah,
is a long time, bro.
I mean,
Especially if you're an amnesiac. Ooh, you can barely remember anything.
being an amnesiac is fucking lit, dude. Every day is a new experience for you.
Actually, that's a very valid point, but this isn't the place for philosophy.
Who
Carrying
are you? You're my
onwards.
wife. Cool.
Well, we're getting a divorce. Anyways, carrying onwards, we got street version Anon versus street version Blazo. I'd say use your imagination, but I actually have to tell you who won here, and that would be Blazo. Finally, for the semifinals, we got Norway Dude versus Blazo. Again, I have to say, I can't really say use your imagination because you actually have to figure. I actually have to tell you. And the person who won here was Blazo. Onwards to the losers bracket. Losers bracket round one. Ethrol's Method versus Overdrive's Captain Case. Method wins that one. Following that, we have Overdrive's K2 versus Overdrive's Euro. K2 wins that one. Onwards to Losers bracket round two. Street version of Non versus Method. Now I can say you can figure out who won that one. Next up, we got Shy versus K2. It's like a little good old fashioned rematch back from the old MC days. And it appears Shy has had a stroke.
What the fuck? Oh, fuck's sakes. It was unplugged the smallest fucking bit.
Oh,
Okay.
this just in. Shy did not have a stroke.
No, I didn't die. I'm happy. I'm happy living and shit. But yeah, this is where the fun part begins because I don't remember. I can't recall how long our battles took. I know it took like 1.5 an hour, but I can't recall how many battles. But I can tell you that the first couple of runs, we were in a Discord chat, and what we decided to do is to not get focused, to not have any fucking space for ourselves, to not have any focus, to actually fucking be in the same unmuted in the same Discord chat, talk to each other as we drive, and also have a music blasting all from the fucking bot. So the first one I led, and we had what playing? We had hard bus playing. Yes, we had hard bus playing, and I won that one by a reasonable margin, enough to, I believe. Well, it wasn't really a photo finish, but I think might had to check it either way. The second one we had Sakyavan Polka. I don't fucking remember how do you spell it. Something Sakyavan Polka something.
Slurkablia.
No, it's Finnish. It's Finnish. But we had that playing. I requested that as well. And just as we went on, we would play more and more fucked up songs. We came to a point where we started playing fucking music for Mario Kart, and I was asking K2 where the fuck are my blue shells. Uh, uh, so yeah, that went on, and as that happened, because I usually will lose this, and I don't know why I stress. It's just I shouldn't be stressed. I play for enough. We're playing for nothing. We're basically, as we say in Polish, we play for golden pants. Złote kalesony. We play for nothing. It's just for fun. But I'm still stressed for some reason. But as we were driving one after another, the stress just started wearing out, and just stress. I didn't. Maybe my arm started hurting a bit, but I didn't really get that much tired. I didn't get less excited about the battles because my legs were still going full just sicko mode, up and down like crazy. Uh, but I didn't really feel the stress. I could properly focus on the battles, and that's what I believe led me to actually winning the after the 17 fucking 16 runs, whatever, of us battling continuously.
Not gonna lie,
Uh,
after like the fifth battle, I would have probably asked, "Hey, you wanna just decide who wins with a coin toss?"
no, no, this is not how Mafia works.
But either way, you win that one. And then you have the honors of trying to go against Anon the next round.
And this one was jinxed by Euro himself because right after that battle, he was pissed that I finally beat Euro. That I finally beat K2, and that I finally got my 1 point in the even score, that is 5-1 wins for K2. So he said, I've actually clipped it. Have fun being beaten by Anon, and I was still in that zone where I didn't feel stressed. I just felt excited and just I felt relatively calm and I could just focus on my battles. So I just muted myself, got out of that Discord, and just focused properly on the battle. And this took us like 5 battles to finally decide, but I took out Anon by a after, of course, the first crash that I didn't. I had my doubts about it. Should I take it or should I not? Because on one side I would look like a dick, but on the other side it will most likely bite me in the ass if I didn't take the win from Anon, because he's basically punted me and slowed down. And as I was basically smashing around between guardrails, I managed to get myself straight and just run with it, just fucking yoink it and just to the finish line. And it was like one of the last corners. So I technically won, but didn't take the win. And after another five runs or so, I managed to win properly this time by not so big of a margin. Let's be serious, but yeah, I am actually happy with myself staying on Anon's bumper that whole time. Bumper, quote unquote bumper. I was staying in a
Staying within
okay,
the outrun zone.
yes, staying within the outrun distance.
Yep. And then finally, after beating a non, you had the sole honors of trying to beat Norway, dude.
That was revenge. That was revenge for beating me this first time, and I don't know why, but Norway has this weird habit that whenever he beats me, or I think it happens whenever he beats anyone, and then he goes into losers brackets. He tends to lose battles because I don't know, he either loses focus or I don't really know. He either gets too tired or something. I can't tell for myself. You would have to ask Norway what happens with him after a couple of runs, but yeah, I basically managed to somehow outrun him after 2 runs, which is actually fucking amazing for me. Uh, because well, yeah, he beat me in 2 runs before, so I was more than excited. And yeah, basically that was I was at this point I was ecstatic. I was second. I had second place basically guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean that was insane. And then afterwards, you had the beauty of fighting Blazo. And how did that turn out?
Well, as I went forward, I on the run checked everyone's times because for some reason times for me are the thing that matter the most in battle stage because if you don't have a good enough time, you're basically fucking trash. Get good, bro. Get good, son. But yeah,
Oh man, we're gonna have to cut that one out.
yeah. But yeah, basically I checked everyone's times as before my runs with said person, and I noticed that Blazo was out of. Well, he wasn't. He was fast still, but he wasn't in like the top. The he wasn't on the level I was terrified of, like Norway or Anon or Method. So it calmed me down even further, and just I somehow managed to pull away. May- Even I think I was trying to overtake him at one point. I don't know. I don't remember, but yeah, I s- I managed. I'm sounding like a dick right now. I know that, but yeah.
Well, I mean that's pretty impressive either way with only a mouse and keyboard.
I mean, 1600 hours speaks for itself.
But yes, at the end you take the winning position in battle stage this round.
First time ever. Last Previously it was only second and third places, and just either that or completely out of the bracket.
But that is a rather thorough recap of what happened in battle stage. Onwards to team changes, and oh boy, this is the meat and potatoes of this. For Overdrive, Soul had left and went onwards to join Kamikaze.
Yay!
Following that, King of Darkness had left and went to join Bully Boys. To
I
replace
tried.
those people, Overdrive had recruited Koala, who was mentioned in Overdrive, or in Overdrive, yes. Well, not technically wrong, but he was also mentioned in Battle Stage. As for PGR, Omar Spider had left to join the Bully Boys. Dorito had left to join Kamikaze. Woo, yay, people.
Yay! Dorito Zone.
Yes, the Dorito zone. You can't beat
The
it.
renowned, the killer Dorito Zone.
And Haru, Karan, Dog Zero, Crapfen, Vixu, and Guardrail Lover all left PGR to join or to form a new group called Spirit Racers.
Yay!
And the reason being was that PGR just wasn't competitive enough for their tastes, so Bakazut and Mackin are currently taking the reins of PGR as it stands. And Kamikaze, wait, there's more? Yes, yes, there is, like a shitty 90s commercial. But wait, there's more.
There is indeed, Bob. Wait, what?
Banditti, who had left previously, has thus rejoined Kamikaze. Banty has joined Kamikaze, and Akiki and Sam have left Kamikaze. Any reasoning for why all these people are leaving?
So, from what Akiki told me, he left due to the fact that he didn't feel. Wait, I'm gonna pull up the DMs real quick. He he didn't feel active enough for to stay in our team. And if it comes to, well, that's basically the whole reason. He just didn't feel active enough to stay on our team. Fair. And Sam left due to the fact that he still pursues a career in circuit racing. God bless him with that. Due to the fact that I know that he is a good circuit racer. So, and I believe it was with Haruna Street Fighters he's pursuing this career with. So, good luck to him.
Really, really, with Sunset Fighters, right? Or is it or?
Fuck! Haruna Sunset Fighters. Fuck!
Predator saw Mally join, who Mally was originally like a little trainee in Predator, but then has thus been accepted. Bolo Boys has saw an Alexander Yuri, the Overrev Yuri, join. And Dark Souls is a team that just got formed as well. And the current members of that are SR Facundo, Kane the Sustained, Dog Gamer, Snow, Zexrol. I,
Xifrol.
I, you know what? You know,
Just let's roll.
I
Let's roll
give
a
up.
bit.
I
Move on. Move on. Nicholas, Sir Pew
Nicholas,
Pew,
Benji,
Benji,
and Nakamoto shit. Fuck.
Na- Nakamoto Shigetoki.
Okay, yes, awesome, great. As for future events, I don't know. No one told me anything. Oh, wait, no, that's a lie. Ha! Because Ethereal is having a Drift Matsuri
As we speak.
right about now.
Now.
Yeah, right about now. So,
Yes.
all right. Joined today on mod reviewing is Fire Truck 125,
Howdy doody.
along with Math, Crystal Math.
Hello.
All right, boyos. First on the list is the new Hakone Turnpike, the Wangen version of it. Now, I got a few opinions of it myself, but Matt, what exactly is your take on it?
Fun to drift and annoying to try to drive fast. It's a lot of bumps, a lot of rocks, a lot of things you can hit and pretty much ruin it. It's a good track.
All right, yeah, like I honestly, well, drive. I think the Wangen cars for the SRP actually drive really well on it, especially the Civic.
The Civic drives well anywhere. It has corners and not only straights.
True, but I don't know. The jumps on the track actually don't bother me at all. It's weird. But Fire Truck, what's your opinion on it?
It's definitely a fun map, although I feel like the fact that it's been converted from an arcade game is fairly obvious. The pacing seems a bit
Insane.
weird. Yeah, it seems a bit weird personally, and the road feels a bit narrow even in some smaller cars, but it's definitely challenging to drive, and the jumps do make it a lot more fun. I've taken a few interesting cars just to see what they're like on the jumps, the most notable of which being the 787B. That was an experience.
You flew.
On the yeah, well, it really did fly. But no, on the whole, it's definitely fun to drive, and it serves the purpose of what it's meant for, an arcade convert for fun to drive the Turnpike. Only thing that really annoys me is all of the barriers. But
Yes.
when you're converting something from an arcade game, that's going to be there. So it's not really something that I can whine about.
I think the issue is that there are no runoff zones, so if you mess up a corner, you're gonna play pinball over and over and over until the car stops, and that's pretty much frustrating.
I mean,
Yeah, you feel like a god when you get it right, but it takes a while to get it right.
yeah, I'd love to see pits down at the bottom area so that there's actually an uphill variant.
Yeah, an uphill course, that'd be
Because
fun to do, actually. Yeah.
because I think that would be lit with the Lancia hill climb going up it.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. It's got that sort of narrow width to really have that sort of rally feel to it as well.
Oh yeah, I know, and because it's an actual proper built rally car, it can handle the jumps like it's cake, really.
Yeah, well, I took a spin on it just a few minutes ago, actually, in a kit car Renault Clio of all things, and that went over the jumps beautifully. It was a lot of fun. So, but rally cars are definitely a fun choice.
Yeah,
For me, the Kuno's GTR actually handled it pretty well, but it already has soft suspension, so
yeah. I think the important thing is just to line up the jumps properly so that
Yeah, just to
because
make sure that the car goes where you want it to go.
yeah, because when
it's
you're
not
in
really,
midair, you don't have the ability to turn the car.
Yeah,
really not my style, to be honest. If I see a jump, I just eat it. Like, fuck it.
fair enough.
It happens.
Yeah, so just have to make a car that has reversed arrow so that you just glide
It
through the
actually
air.
flies. Yes.
Actually, I'm just remembering the first car I actually drove on it was a Dodge Charger, and it was strangely fun
What
because that
year?
thing is just a boat. The 69.
Okay.
Oh wow,
It was weirdly fun because that
that's an
thing doesn't go
interesting choice.
fast.
Yeah.
It doesn't go fast. It doesn't grip, but it just like wobbles on the speed sections, and it actually take a pretty good job. It was like Dukes of Hazzard.
I should totally mod the horn on that car so it actually is the Dukes of Hazzard horn.
You will actually.
You don't get a choice anymore.
Yes, Matt just shows up in my bedroom, just throws out his laptop hard drive. Is like, here, blast. You're gonna have to do this now. You're not
No,
allowed to leave.
I just bring a bucket full of pen drives, like here, on top of your work. You're not eating or drinking anything until you finish this.
But I have to take a shit. Take a shit on the hard drive, damn it.
Not on the hard drive, take a shit on your bed. Here's a bucket.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll totally hook that up with y'all. But onwards to the new Supra that got released. Now, I can't really give a good review on that because it's kind of hard to give a review of how the wheel turns if you don't have a wheel or throttle input when you don't have access to throttle inputs.
Use your imagination.
Yes, I'll just set my force feedback to like 10,000% and maybe I'll get some sensation from the keys.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
key would
it'll
just
be
jump off and hit you in the
slightly
head.
harder.
I have to be careful though, 10,001, ooh, it becomes a lethal weapon that I have to register
Oh.
with the NFA.
Yeah, you have to use a riot shield just to fucking play it.
But, yes, both of y'all have driven that, so what exactly is y'all's opinion on it?
It's definitely one of the more interesting mods. A lot of Assetto Corsa mods don't try and portray a stock vehicle, so to see someone take a serious attempt at recreating a stock A80 was definitely interesting. And driving it, I could definitely feel that. The suspension was remarkably soft compared to what I'm used to, so
Softer than Kuno's, actually.
yeah, it really moves around and wobbles when you drive it, which is, I suppose, how a stock car should be. But with the force feedback, and as I've said, my wheels are Logitech Momo, so with my steering angle, it's sometimes a bit more awkward to get a more precise feel because of how small my inputs have to be. But on the whole, it does feel really nice. I can feel the weight transfer. I can try and manipulate that, although again, it's not very easy with a stock vehicle. But it's definitely a good car as far as I'm concerned. So modelling looks good. Engine sounds good as far as I can tell. It's definitely a good recreation.
Yeah, for me, unfortunately, I didn't have so much time to actually work on it, like actually test it the way I wanted to, because as some of you know, my hard drive went to shit, and I had to repack everything I own. But it's a, like Fire Truck said, it's an interesting car because yes, it is wobbly compared to a real car. You could say it's pretty much stock suspension, so it wobbles a bit, but it's not so bad. You can see that it's a sports car, but
Yeah,
it's a stock sports car. Like it wobbles, but it still grips. You can still feel the road and everything.
yeah, it's sort of for that middle ground between sports car and a more, I want to say, higher end sort of car that has that slightly more forgiving suspension for a nicer ride. You can see how it kind of straddles the two markets.
Like for example, I drove it in Shikoku Revival, Highlands, Black Cat Country, and Hapagahara. On
Yeah,
the Touge in Highlands, it's quite relaxing because you're just cruising. Like the car feels incredibly stable at high speeds, like it should be. Like the Supra was meant to be a GT car. It was meant to like get to a freeway and just fuck around. But when you get to corners and actually performance-wise, you start to see like, yeah, I want a better shock suspension, maybe stiffer springs, maybe a bit more power to the turbo, a bit more pressure. You start to see where you want it to be better. I
yeah,
mean that's the idea of the mod. It's the stock one.
yeah. It's
The
the
only
stock car.
the only thing I would suggest it could be changed is the tuning itself, because it's my opinion, of course. With the tuning in the Seto, you should be able to at least go around a bit those things. Like in some mods, you can make the car wobbly or stiff as hell. In that Super, you cannot really do much with the tuning. Once again, being in a stock tune, I get it. But it will be fun to see, like, yeah, I'm gonna just, how can I say? It's like if you had the car, you could change some things at home, like
Yeah,
easily. That sort of tuning, I think it should be a good addition
yeah.
to it.
That sort of more basic level. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, so probably what, like brake bias, obviously the camber alignment of it, tire
It
pressure.
has a bit of tuning, but it doesn't make much of a difference.
Yes, there's not much for it.
But on Hapagahara and Black Cat Country, you can really see how it does not like cornering that much. It likes corners. You can get the tail out. You can have fun with it. But you see where you lose time and where the brakes could be a bit better. And it's still a fun car to just hone around and trash around. But you've like compared to the other mods that are actually like full-on race cars almost, you can see like you could be better in that sort, and that actually becomes a good thing because once again it's a stock car.
Yeah,
And another thing, I think it's a perfect basis for other mods, like people to actually modify that Supra instead of the Kunos one, because that thing has a lot of potential. The model itself is freaking, it's it's phenomenal.
it
The
is a
AO
gorgeous
maps
looking
are
car. Yeah,
the AO maps are perfect. The textures are just incredible. You can do a lot with that car. With the base car itself, that model, you can do a lot of good things with it.
yeah. It definitely has a lot of potential looking at it because even again, we were going back to sort of modifications you can make. Modders can take the stock car and really make it more of a homegrown sort of look, which is definitely something that you don't really see with a lot of base models, because a lot of modders are making their cars for the ground up, or they're importing something from another game and then tweaking it. It's not often that you find that you already have that high res stock car in Assetto Corsa, from what I can see, to really sort of build up and off. So
Honestly,
it's definitely unique, yeah.
someone told me it was a like Gran Turismo 6 car, I would be like, oh, cool, because it's that level of quality.
Yeah.
That was very informative. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for having us.
That is all that happened this week. I am Mr. Potato Man.
And I'm the other guy.
Yes, and he's the other guy. But either way, we're signing off.